Well, the crisis and conflicts on the borders of the European Union maintain, a high importance on the diplomatic agenda of the Foreign Affairs Council of the European Union. How to tackle the war in Syria, how to prevent it from having a knock-on effect in neighboring countries. In Lebanon, there will be elections this year. And of course, there's the spillover of refugees and in their wake, migrants. There's the issue of Libya, which is still very prevalent on the EU agenda, where the EU is implicated, it seems, through individual member states in some very worrying developments. So tackling with these issues will remain a top priority for EU foreign policy in 2018. In the wake of that, some achievements may be made in relations between the EU and the Western Balkans. Perhaps there will be a solution on the name recognition issue for the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. Perhaps there will be a recalibration of the relations with Turkey. But I think the main foreign policy challenge for the European Union in 2018 will ironically be that of maintaining unity in its relations with the strategic partner across the Atlantic. A Trump-led White House, which is increasingly driving an America First policy, which effectively translates in an America Alone policy. We've seen that over the recognition unilaterally of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, which undermines the Middle East peace process in which the EU is heavily invested, and the same with the threat of Mr. Trump to withdraw the US from the nuclear agreement with Iran, which has been negotiated under the auspices of the EU with the contribution of 3 EU member states. Maintaining unity in support of global governance institutions like the UN Security Council, which signed off on many resolutions on Israel and Palestine, as well as on the Iran nuclear deal, and international law and support for international law in general will be key to maintaining the EU's position more strategically independently of the United States.
Well, with foreign policy, you never know what happens tomorrow. There are many experts that are very worried about the nuclear issue in North Korea. If this blows up, it will have huge implications also for the EU. But I think more generally, the top priority of the EU in this year will be to do what it can to preserve all elements of the multilateral liberal order, the kind of rules-based order that was built up over decades with the US in the lead and with the European states strongly supportive, is now under challenge with the new American administration pulling out of the climate deal, dismantling some multilateral trade arrangements. We don't know what Mr. Trump will do next, but for the EU, they have no alternative but to work towards a rule-based order. Otherwise, the EU cannot exist anymore. And building alliances with other stakeholders such as Japan, Canada, on some issues even China and Russia is essential to preserve this approach to settling international issues, and also to engage very strongly and systematically with the US in order to limit the damage and try to get the positive re-engagements of the US as soon as that is possible.